Suzanne Lawrence, the Working Writers Coach. I'm also a children's book author, and I was a instructor for the Institute of Children's Literature for over 8 years, so I've got quite a bit of experience in writing for children and publishing for children. So today I'd like to talk to you about 3 possible reasons that traditional publishers could be uninterested in your children's book manuscript. So the first reason is, if you've written a story for kids, but the child in the story doesn't solve the problem, instead a parent, a grandparent, or other well-meaning adult solves the problem, then traditional publishers are probably not going to be interested in your story. That's because they know that children's stories help empower children who read the stories when they read a story about a powerful child who has solved his or her own problem. So when you write a story for children, just be careful that you're not having a parent or another adult step in and save the day for the child. The child's got to figure out how to solve the problem himself. Second reason that traditional publishers may not be interested in your children's story is if you've written a story from multiple points of view. Now that can be kind of tricky, but you want to write a children's story from a single point of view, particularly if you're writing your story for very young children. And so you just need to learn how to do that. It's not really that difficult, but many times I see stories where the thoughts and feelings of all the characters are expressed, and if that's the case, then you're not telling the story from a single point of view, and children's publishers are probably not going to be interested in your story. The third reason children's publishers may not be interested in your picture book or storybook manuscript is if you have not included escalating conflict in your children's story. Many times there'll be a story problem. Something starts out in the story where the child has a problem, but the problem needs to escalate. The conflict needs to get worse and worse and worse before the child is able to solve or resolve the problem. So you've got to look for escalating conflict in your stories too. So those are just 3 things that may be tripping you up when you send your manuscripts to traditional publishers, and they may be preventing you from getting any interest from children's book publishers. If you're interested in learning more about how to write for children, how to write marketable manuscripts, then look at the little post below this video and find out about my new workshop that's coming up in May. It is How to Write a Children's Book in 14 Days. So we're going to be going over all kinds of things like I've talked about today and much more, so you can write a marketable children's book in just 14 days.